Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today I will solve the Cambridge IGCSE past paper 4 October November 2022 variant first. Now let's start the paper. Question 1. Part A. Calculate the estimate value of a solid cylinder with radius 6 cm and height 14 cm. Here is you have to find the volume of the cylinder. Now the volume of cylinder formula is that pi r square h. This is the formula of volume of cylinder. Now we substitute the value in this formula. Now you see here the value of pi is 3.142. Multiply the radius is 6 centimeter, 6 square. Multiply height is 14. Now we calculate it. Now we multiply 3.142, multiply 6 square is 36, multiply 14. Here is the answer is 1583. Now we write it 1583.5. Now the answer in 4SF, 3SF, that's the answer is 3SF value will be equal to 1580. And this is the answer. Now we move to the next part of this question. You see here in the part second, a solid hemisphere with radius 6 centimeter. The volume of sphere with radius r is v equal to 4 over 3 pi r cube. Now to find the volume of hemisphere, that the volume of sphere we know that is value 4 over 3 pi r cube. Now the volume of solid hemisphere will be equal to 1 over 2, multiply this formula by 1 over 2, 4 over 3 pi r cube. Now the 2 over 3, that value becomes multiply 3.142, multiply the radius is 6 cube. Now we calculate it. Now you see here 2 multiply 3.142, multiply 6 cube, 6 multiply 6 multiply 6, that's equal to 1357 divided by 3. The answer is 452. 452.4 is the answer. In part B, the cylinder and hemisphere in part A are joined to form the solid in the diagram. The solid is made of steel and 1 cubic centimeter steel has mass 0.785 grams. Show that 1 cubic centimeter of steel has a mass of 0.00785 kg. You see here the density of the cylinder, 1 cubic centimeter in having a mass of 7.85 grams. Now we have to convert this mass into kilogram. Now mass is equal to 7.85 gram, and when we divide this 7.85 to 1000, that gram becomes in kilogram. Therefore, the answer is equal to 0.00785 kg. Part second, calculate the total mass of the solid. You see here the density formula is the density equal to mass over volume. Then the mass will be equal to density into volume. And the density here is the 0.00785. And the volume, here is the volume. You see here the solid is made by joining the two solids. One is the hemisphere, and the volume of this hemisphere is 450, and the volume of the cylinder is 1580. You see here this, when you add these two volumes, 1580 plus 450. This is the volume of solid. That value will be equal to 0.00785 multiply 2030, and we calculate it. Now, when we multiply 0.00785 multiplied 2030, the answer is 15.93. That's the answer, 15.93, and you can write it as 15.9. And now the next part of this question. In part C, 2000 cubic centimeter of iron is melted, and some of it's used to make 50 sphere with radius 2 centimeter. Calculate the percentage of iron that is left over. Now, firstly, we have to find the leftover iron. The leftover iron will be equal to, that is the total volume of iron, 2000 cubic centimeter minus volume of 50 spheres. Now, volume of 50 spheres. Now, firstly, we find the volume of one sphere. The volume of sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. Therefore, that value will be equal to 4 multiplied 3.142 multiply the radius is 2, that value will be 2 cube, and 1 by 3. Now we calculate it. 4 multiply 3.142 multiply 2 power 3 is 8. That's equal to 100.554 divided by 3, 100.54. Now the divide by 3, the answer is 33.51. 33.51. Now multiplied by 50 spheres, that value will be equal to 1675. Now that's value 1675. Therefore 2000 minus 1675.5 is the total volume of the 50 sphere. Now we subtract 2000 minus 1675.5. The answer is 324.5. This is the leftover iron. Now to find the percentage of leftover iron will be equal to leftover iron divided by total quantity of iron, 2000, multiply 100. Now we see here 324 multiply 100 divided by 2000. The answer is 16.2% is the answer. Okay, now we move to the next part of this question. The iron leftover it then made into cube. Now calculate the length of an edge of the cube. The volume of cube, the volume of cube will be equal to length multiply length. Now we can say length cube. The volume is here is the leftover volume is 324.5 L cube. Therefore, we take the cube root on both sides. The L will be equal to 324.5 cube root. Now this is the length of the edge we can find You see here 324 cube root of 324.5. The answer is 6.87 length. RD solid cone has radius 3 arc centimeter and slot height is 9 arc centimeter. Solid cylinder has radius x centimeter, height 7 centimeter. Here the total surface area of cone is equal to total surface area of cylinder. Now you see here that is total surface area of cone will be equal to total surface area of cylinder. Now we write down the formula of total surface area of cone. Curved surface is pi rl plus the base of the cone will be circular plus pi r square, and same here is the area of cylinder. Solid cone will be equal to 2 pi r 2 pi rh plus 2 pi r square. This is the formula of cylinder. Now you see here the radius of the cone. Radius of the cone is 3r. Now we write it. 3r is the radius of the cone. Slant height, you see here, this is the slant height and this value is 9r. Now I 9 multiplied by 9r plus 5r. You know the radius of the cylinder cone is 3r. We write it 3r whole square. Now next is the 2 pi is taken as a common. The radius will here is the radius of the cylinder is x centimeter, height is 7x centimeter, plus radius of the cone is radius of cylinder is x centimeter. Now we take the square. Now you see here that value becomes 27 pi r square plus 9 pi r square, that is equal to 2 pi into 7 x square plus x square 8x square, and that is equal to 36 pi r square will be equal to 16x square. Then the 16 pi x square, pi will be cancelled. Now the r will be equal to 16x square over 36. Therefore, r square will be equal to this, and the r will be equal to 4 over 6x. Now the radius will be equal to 2 over 3 times x. Therefore, we can write it, the value of k will be equal to 2 over 3. As compared to r equal to kx, therefore k will be equal to 2 over 3 is the answer. Question 2, part A, write 2994.99 correct to nearest end. Here you can see here that is the 2994.99. The 10 digit says this and the neighboring digit says 4, that is less than 5. Therefore, we write this number as 2999 because the number is less than 5. We write it as, and in the place of 4 we write 0 as a placeholder, and therefore the answer is 2990. Next is you see here 0.983 correct to one decimal place. Now 0.983. You see here this is the one decimal place, that value is that digit is one decimal place. The neighboring digits you see here is more than 5. Therefore, we add 1 in this value. That value becomes 1.0. That's a 1. And this is the 1 is the answer. And that is the 1 is the answer. Now go to the third part. 2090 to two significant figures. 2090 to SF value. Now see here, this is the first and the second SF value. Second, this number 0 is the digits where the value is 2SF. Now we see here the neighboring digits is more than 5. Therefore, we add 1 in this value. The answer becomes 21. And we place 00 as a placeholder. Now, this therefore 2100 is the answer. Now, you see here in the part B, write a prime number between 90 and 100, and you can write down the numbers 91 to 100. When we see that the 97 is the number which is prime number. In part D, write 0.0070 in standard form. You know the standard form, the number is written in the factor of two numbers. One number is less than 10 and greater than 1. The number is in power of 10. You see here that value, that number is 0.007. Therefore, the decimal will be shifted from uh, this position to that position. The three digits is crossed and we write 7.01. Therefore, the number is increased uh, 10 power 3. Therefore, we multiply by 10 power minus 3 to balance this number. And this is the standard form value. Next is the 1.5, simplify 1.5 multiply 10 power x plus 1.5 10 power x minus 1. Now we take the common in this expression. We take it 10 power x is a common. Now and therefore 1.5 plus 10 power minus 1 will remain, and now the 10 power x can be written 10 power x written as it is, and 1.5 plus 1 over 10, that's equal to 10 power 1.5 plus 0.1 and into 10 power x. Therefore, we can write it as 1.6 into 10 power x. This is the answer. And now go to the part F. You see here that is write 0.37 as a fraction. You must show all your working. Now you see here that number is a recurring decimal fraction, and that's we suppose that that number is x equal to 0.37 dot. That means 0.3777 and 32. Now we multiply this number by 10, we get 10x, and that number will become 3.777 continue, and this is the equation 1. Now we multiply equation 1 by 100, that value becomes, you see here, 37.77. And in this way, we see that when we subtract the equation third from equation second, subtract equation third from second, we see that 100x minus 10x, that is equal to 90x, and 37 minus 3 you get 34, and 0.77 will be cancelled. Now the x equal to 34 over 90, and we can simplify it, that is 17 over 45. This is the fraction. Question 3 part A, you see here, this is the number line. Write down the inequality shown by the number line. You see here this shows that the number in between these two values is x. Suppose the name is x. You see here the values from -2 to 4. Now the first value is -2, minimum value is -2, and maximum is 4. Now you see here that the number is not included in the solution. Therefore, we write it as x is greater than -2, and you see here the number in between is greater than -2 and less than 4. These numbers in less than 4, and you see here that is the solid circle. Therefore, that 4 will also be included in the inequality solution. Now we write it as less than equal to. This is the answer. And now go in part B. 2x plus 3 is greater than equal to minus 3 and less than 9. Solve the inequalities. This is very simple. Now you see here that is 2x plus 3 less than equal to minus 3. Firstly you will take and value will become 2x equal to minus 3 and that value will become 2x is minus 6 and that is x equal to minus 6 over 2. We can write it as x is greater than minus 3. Next is that we will take that 2x plus 3 is less than 9. That value will become 2x equal less than 9 minus 3 is 6. Now that value x is less than 3. Now you see you can write this inequality as x is firstly write the minimum value minus 3, maximum value is 3 and that x is greater than minus 3 and less than is 3. What you see here, this is like less than equal to. Now we write it as also. So therefore x is greater than equal to minus 3 and less than 3. Okay, now we part second, write down all integers between the values of x that satisfy the equation. You see here x is greater than minus 3 and equal to, therefore minus 3 will be also included, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1 and x is less than 3. Therefore we can write 0, 1. Now the part C. Part C, solve the equation 3 into 3 minus x minus 2x plus 2 over 5. Now we can write it as 3 times 3 multiplied 9 and 3 times x is minus 3x, that's equal to minus 2x plus 4 over 5 equal to 1. Now we shift the fraction from right to left to right side. That value become 9 minus 3x and the value 1 shift from right to left side, that's minus 1 and that value become 2x plus 4 over 5. Now that this value will be equal to uh, minus 9 minus 1 is 8 minus 3x over 1 and that is equal to 2x plus 5, 4 over 5. Now we multiply by 5 this equation. Therefore, when we multiply by 5 in this equation, that is equal to 8 minus 3x multiply 5 and that is equal to 2x plus 4 over 5 multiply 5 will cancel. Now 5 8s are 40 minus 5 3s are 15x. That's equal to 2x plus 4. Now that's when we become 15x is shift from left to right side, that is equal to 2x plus 15x and that is equal to 40 minus 4 and 36 17x equal to 36x equal to 36 over 17. And now this can be written as in the mixed fraction, that is equal to 7 times 2 is 34, 17 into 2 over 17 is the answer. Now you see here the part second, 5 over x plus 3 equal to 3 over x plus 5. Now you can simplify by cross multiplication. Now you see here 5 multiplied by x plus 5 and 3 multiplied by x plus 3. Now we expand this expression. Now you see here 5 times x is 5x plus 5 into 5 is 25 and same here is 3 times x is 3x and 3 times 3 is 9 and that value becomes 5x minus 2x 3x, that's equal to 2x and 9 minus 25 equal to minus 16, that x equal to minus 8 is the question. For part A, Zaka invest $500 at a rate of 2% per year, simple interest. Calculate the Zeta's investment at the end of 5 years. Now the interest, firstly we find the interest by Zeta investment. You see here the interest formula is ER, T over 100. Now the investment is 500, interest rate is 2%, 2 and time is 5 years and divided by 100. Now the value becomes that's equal to 5 to the 10, 10 5 are 50. The amounts after 5 years will become investment, total investment after 5 years. That's equal to investment principal amount plus interest. Therefore, that value will be equal to 500 plus 50. That's equal to 550. In the next part, we see here the Yasmin invests $500 at a rate of 1.8% per year compound interest. Calculate the amount Yasmin investment at the end of 5 years. Now you see here this is the compound interest formula. The amount paid will be equal to principal amount into 1 plus R over 100 power. You see here the principal amount is 500. 1 plus R is 1.8 over 100 into power 5. That's a power 5. Now we can calculate it. The amount will be equal to 500 into 1 plus 0.018 power 5. That can be written as 500 multiply 1.018 power 5. Now you see here 500 multiply 1.018 power 5, that's equal to 546.64. 546.649, that's it. Now we can write it as 546.6. Therefore, in part third, Zach and Yasmin continue with these investments. How many more complete years before value of Yasmin investment is greater than the value of Zach's investment? Yasmin investment, we see that that value is 500 into 1 plus 1.8 over 100. And to find the number of years, the value is greater than the car investment. That we suppose that that is the n number of years. Now we write it as n, and that value will be greater than to the amount of the Z investment after 5 years. After n years. Now we take that value is 500 into PRT. We use this formula PRT. Now the R is 2% to over 100. Time we take n years when the investment of Yasmin will be greater than to the investment of that. Now you see here this is the Yasmin amount after n years and this is the Zeta amount after 5 years. This is the interest value and we add the value 500. Now 500 we take the common 500, therefore that value becomes 2 over 100. We can write it 0.02n plus 1 and that is equal to 500 into 1 plus 0.018 over n. And that value 500 will be cancelled. You see here that's a 1.018 power n is greater than 0.02n 1. Now we can write it as 1.018 power n minus 0.02 n greater than 1. Now we can find the value of n by using trial rule. In the using trial rule, we put the values in these equations and we see that when the answer is greater than 1. Now suppose here is the you see here this is the 5-year investment. The amount of that was 550 and the amount of Yasmin was 546. Now we take some values, put some values in this formula. Suppose that we take the value n is equal to 12, and then we see that the answer of this value, then 1.018 power 12 minus 0.02 into 12. And next we take the value 13, and we see that in at that value the answer is greater than 1. Now this is the second value, 0.02 power 0.02 into 13. We check these values in the calculator. You see here, this is the 1.018 power 12, that is minus 0.02 multiply 12. You see here the answer is 0.998. It is greater than 1 is not possible. Now this is not 0.099 is greater than 1 is not possible. Now we take the second value, that is n is equal to 13. Now we put the value here is 13. Now that is 13, and you see here when we put the value 13, the answer is 1.01001, which is greater than 1. Therefore, that is the number of years when the investment of Yasmin will be greater than the car. Now we have to find how many more years. Therefore, it takes after you see here the 5 year investment Zaka 550, and that says 540. At this position, the Zaka investment is greater after 5 years, and you see here when we subtract from 13 to minus 5, the 8 years, after 8 years, the after 8 years, the Zaka investment, Yasmin investment, yes, Yasmin amounts greater, Yasmin amount greater. Now the answer is 8 years. Now we go to the next part of this question. In part B, Xavier buys a car of $2,500. The value of car decreases exponentially at the rate of 10% each year. Calculate the Xavier's car at the end of 5 years. Now you see here the value of the car is $2,500. Now we write it the $2,500 value of car, and the car value decreases exponentially 10%. Therefore, the decrease value exponentially decrease, we write it as 1 minus 10 over 100, 10% decreasing, and the number of year it decreases is the 5 years. Okay. Now we calculate this value here. 2500 multiply 1 minus 10 over 100 is 0.1 power 5. The answer is 1476, and this is the 1476 is the answer. Now the part C, the number of certain type of bacteria increases exponentially at the rate of 530 R% each day. After 22 days, the number of bacteria is doubled. Now we suppose that the number of bacteria, let the numbers of bacteria is n, and it will be double when bacteria exponentially increase. Now we n into 1 plus increase value is R%, that is R over 100, and that is increased exponentially each day by 22 days. Therefore, we can write it here, the time is 22 days. Therefore, that value becomes 22. And after 22 days, exponentially increase that and become double. Therefore, that is equal to 2n. Therefore, we can write it as 2 into 1 plus 1 over 100 is 0.01 r power 22. Now that can be written as we take the 20th two roots, use that is 22, 2, and that's become 1 plus 0.01 r power 22 root of 22. Our root of 22 that will be cancelled, and therefore that value become 1 plus 0.01 r, 22th root of 2 minus 1 0.01 r. The r will be equal to 22 22nd root of 2 minus 1 over 0.01. We calculate it. You see here 20, the 20th 2 root of 2 minus 1, that's equal to 0.032 divided by 0.01. The answer is 3.2, and therefore the rate is 3.2%. That is 3.2% is the rate required to double the value. Now this is the answer. Question 5, part A, 100 students each record the time t minutes taken to eat a pizza. The cumulative frequency diagram shows the result. And this is the cumulative frequency graph. Now you see here, find an estimate of the median. Now the total number of frequency is the 100 students. Therefore, the middle value of the data is the answer. Now we see that the middle value. Now the middle value of, to find the middle value, here is the median is the middle value, and that is equal to 100. Our first value, that value will be 50th student time. The 50th student time you see here, this is the 50 students. Now we draw a line from cumulative frequency axis towards the curve, and after this we draw the line towards the time axis. Now I join this curve to the time axis. You see here that value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 9, and that's the 5 units. You see here that is 9, and the 5 small square equal to 1 unit. 5 small square equal to 1 unit. It means 1 small square value will be equal to 1 over 5, that's equal to 0.2. Therefore, that value will be equal to 9.2, 9.4, and the 9.4 time is the median time. 9.4 minutes is the median time. Now we have to find interquartile range. The interquartile range is the formula is the Q3 minus Q1. Now Q3 is the 3 over 4th value of the data minus Q1 is the 1 over 4th value. Now 3 over 4th of 100 is 75, and 1 over 4th of 100 is 25. Therefore, we see the time of 75th student time, and that is 25th student time, and take the difference between these two times. Now you see here the 25th value. This is the 21. This is 20. And you see here there are 20 units equal to 10 squares, small square. It means the one small square will be equal to 2 units. Therefore, that is 22, 24, and that is 25. Now we mark a line here, 25 student time, and we draw a line towards the curve, and we join this point, intersecting points towards the time axis. You see here, this time is 8 seconds. Now this is the 8, and this value is Q1. Now next is the Q3. Q3 will be 75th student time. The 75th student, you see here, this is the 70, and the 72, 74, and that is the middle of the 76 and 74. And we draw a line here towards the curve, and this line meets the curve at this point. Now we join this intersecting point to the time axis. You see here, that is the position of the time, and this time you see here 10, and that one unit, small unit, is 10.2, and that is next is 10.4 value. This is the Q3 is 10.4, Q1 is 8, Q3 is 10.4. We take the difference between to find the interquartile. 75th value is 10.4, and 25th value is 8.8. Therefore, the interquartile range will be equal to IR equal to 2.4. This is the answer. In the next part, we see the number of students taking more than 10 minutes to eat pizza. Now, firstly, we find the student take 11 minutes to eat pizza. We see the 11 minutes to eat pizza. Now, that's the point. This is the 10, and this is 11. Now we draw a line from 11 minutes time axis towards the curve. And after this, we join this intersecting point. This is the 82 value. The takes time to eat pizza is 11 seconds. Therefore, the more than 11, that we will take the difference between 100 minus 82. Now we take the difference between 100 minus 82, and this is the 18 is the answer. In part B, 150 students each record how far they can throw a tennis ball. The table shows the result. The distance and frequencies are given here. We calculate the mean. Now the mean is equal to sum of values divided by total values. Now the sum of values divided by total values, total numbers of values. Now you see here the sum of values we have to find. Firstly, you have to find the middle value of the interval, that called the class mark is represented by x, and these are the frequency. The middle values are here is 10, and that is 25, which is 32.5, and that is middle is 40, and that value is 52.5. Now we multiplied all these values. We get 10 multiplied 4 is 40, and 25 multiplied 38 is 950. Now we see that next value is 32.5 multiplied 40, 32.5 multiplied 40. The answer is 1300, and same as 40 multiplied 53. 40 multiplied 53, the answer is 2120. And next is 52.5 multiply 15, multiply 16, the answer is 787.5. Now we add all these values. 40 plus 950 plus 1300 plus 2120 plus 787.5. The answer is 5197.5 divided by 150. Now we see that the answer is 34.65. This is the mean of the. Now the part second in histogram is drawn. The height of bar representing B is greater than 30 to less than 35 is 12. Calculate the height of each bar. Now we see that the interval 30 to 35, the frequency is 40. Now we see that the frequency density of this interval 30 to 40 will be equal to frequency divided by class width. The frequency is 40, class width is 30, between 35 to 35 is the difference is 5. Therefore, the frequency density is 8. But here you see that the height of the bar is 12, but we see that the height of the bar is 12. Therefore, it means that the frequency density is multiplying by a factor. Uh, that factor, when we multiply this frequency density, the height becomes 12. Therefore, that scale factor, we can find this by the 12 divided by 8, that number become 1.5. Therefore, we multiply we get the height of the bar when we multiply the frequency density by multiplying that scale factor, we get the height of the bar. Therefore, firstly, we find the frequency density. Here is the first interval 0 to 20. The frequency density becomes 4 over 20 class width multiply 1.5. Second is 38 divided by 10 multiply 1.5. And fourth is 53 divided by 5 multiply 1.5. And last is 45, 15 divided by 15 multiply 1.5. Now we see here, you see here when 4 divided by 20 multiply 1.5, the answer is 0.3. And next is 3.38 divided by 10 is 3.8. When multiply 1.5, that answer is 5.7. And the next value, 5.3 divided by 1.5, the answer is 7.95. We write it here, the 0.2 first value, second value 0.3, sorry. Second value is 5.7 and third value is 5.3 multiply 1.5, 7.95. Okay. Now the last value is 1.5. And this is the answer. Now go to the next part of this question. You see here two students are chosen at random. Find the probability that they both threw the ball more than 45 meters. Two students are chosen at random. Find the probability that both threw the ball more than 45 meters. You see here the number of students uh, they threw the ball more than 45 meters. That's the more than 45 meters. That's these are the students. 15 students throw the ball more than 45 meters. Therefore, to probability two students are chosen. We suppose the first student name is just one chosen, and the probability of second student are chosen to score the who threw the ball more than 45 meters. Now we can write it as one is the first student probability and probability of second student chosen. Now we can write it probability of S1 and S2. Now the probability of S1 is chosen and the probability of student S2 chosen 1 is already chosen. Now you see here the first probability. when the student 1 is chosen. You see here, this is the total number of students is 5. The probability is the possible number outcome divided by total outcome. Here is the total number of students is 15 out of total number of students, or total students are 150, and therefore 15 out of 150. When the one student is chosen, therefore 15, the remaining student become 40, and the total student become 149. Therefore, when we take the probability of the second students, the total number of students will 14 out of 149. Now we simplify this. 15 tens are 150, and we multiplied it 14 over 100 and 14, 1490, and we divide by 2, we get 7 over 745. This is the answer, 7 over 745. Question number 6, part A. P is equal to 232 equal to minus 1, 1. Now the 3, 2, we can write it as 3 minus 1, 1. That value becomes minus 3, 3 is the answer. Now next is p minus 2 is very simple. 2 minus 2 is minus 1, 1. Now the answer will be equal to 2 minus minus 1 and 3 minus 1. That value becomes 2 plus 1 is 3, and this is 2, the column is 3, 2. And next is p, taking the absolute value of p, the vector is 2, 3, that is x. So the x coordinate value, and that is the p coordinate value. Therefore, we can write it as p will be equal to x squared plus 5 squared, square root of all this value. Therefore, 2 squared plus 3 squared and 4 plus 9. That will be equal to square root of 13. That is the answer. Now in part B, B is the point 27 and AB is equal to minus 4, 6. Find the coordinate of A. Now the AB can be written as OB minus OA. OB we suppose that is, now here is B is 2, 7, and we have to find coordinate of A. We name it as XY. Therefore, we can write it as XY in the column form. And AB is minus 4, 6. Now we can calculate it. XY column vector will shift from right to left side. Therefore, XY will be equal to 2, 7 minus minus 4, 6. And the answer is 2 plus 4, 7 minus 6. And X value will be equal to 6, 1. And this is the answer. Now the next part of this question. Now see, in triangle OGH, M is the midpoint of OH, and K divides the GH in the ratio 5:2. OG is equal to G, OH is equal to H, and MK in terms of G and H. Now you see here, that OG vector is small g and OH is small h. Now the midpoint, M is the midpoint, therefore this position vector of OM will be equal to OH over 2, that will be equal to H over 2. Now to find the MK value, the MK is, that is the MK, MK is written as OK minus OM. Now firstly we find the OK. Now OK vector will be equal to, that OK vector equal to OG plus GK. OG plus GK, and that's minus OM is written as it is. Now the OG is small g, and GK we write it as it is, and OM is H over 2. Now to find GK, we see here the ratio between GH over KH is 5:2, 5 over 2. That means now GK will be equal to GK over KH is equal to 5 over 2. Now GK over GH. Now we see that the GK over GH ratio will be equal to 5 over 7. You see here, this is 5 ratio, this is 2, then therefore GH will be 7. Now this can be written as GK can be written as 5 over 7 into GH. Now GH can be written as OH minus OG. Therefore, in terms of H and G, the position vector of OH is small h and OG is small g. Therefore, we can write it as here OG G plus GK is there is GK, that is GK, sorry. And the GK will be equal to 5 over 7 into H minus G minus H over 2. Now we simplify it, that is equal to G over 1 plus 5 over 7H minus 5 over 7G minus H over 2. Now we can simplify, that's G minus 5 over 7G, that is equal to 7G minus 5G over 7 and plus 5H over 7 minus H over 2. That's value become 2G over 7 and that value has become 14 is the LCM, that is equal to 5H minus 10H minus 2 7 times 14, therefore 7H. Now we can write it as 2G over 7 plus 3H over 14. Therefore, this is the answer 2 over 7G plus 3 over 14H. In question 7, f of x equal to 10 minus x, g of x is equal to 2 over x, h of x is equal to 2 power x, j of x is equal to 5 minus 2x. Now, firstly, we find the g of 1 over 2. This is the function g of x. Therefore, we can write it as g of 1 over 2. That value will be equal to 2 over 1 over 2. And that value becomes 2 multiplied 2 and the answer is 4. Next is the hg of 1 over 2. Now we see that h of x equal to 2 power x and that can be written as h of g of 1 over 2, that can be equal to 2 power g of 1 over 2 and same here is the g of 1 over 2. You see here this value already find 4. Now we can write it's 2 power 4. Now that value becomes 2 power 4 is 16. 16 is the answer. Next is f of x equal to 7. Now f of x is equal to 10 minus x. Therefore, we substitute the value 7 equal to 10x minus f of x equal to 10 minus x equal to 7. And therefore, x will be equal to 10 minus 7 and that value will be equal to 3. This is the answer. And the next part, C, find x when g of x equal to h of 3. Now you see here g of x is 2 over x, h of x, you see here the h of x is 2 power x. Now here is the x is 3, therefore we can write it as x is 3, 2 power 3. Now that value will become 2 power 3. That's equal to x will be equal to 2 power 3 into x equal to 2 and that becomes, and then x will be equal to 2 power 3 and that's answer is 1 over 4. Now find the g inverse of x. We see that the g of x equal to that function is 5 minus 2x. Therefore, we can write it 5 minus 2x and this is the g of x function. Now we suppose that g of x will be equal to y and that will be x will be equal to g j inverse of y. J inverse of y And j of x, here is the j of x, it can be written as y equal to 5 minus 2x, and that value, to find the inverse, we make the subject x here in this equation. You see here that 5 y minus 5 is equal to minus 2x, and that is equal to y minus 5 over minus 2 equal to x minus x. Now, sorry, minus plus x. Now we can write it as x will be equal to minus 5 plus 5 over 2. Now we replace, and that x will be equal to f inverse of y. We can write it as f inverse of y, and that is equal to 5 minus y over 2, and we replace y by x, that value becomes f 5 minus x over 2, and this is the answer. Part E, write f of x plus g of x plus 1 is a single fraction. You know f of x equal to 10 minus x, and g of x equal to 2 over x and plus 1. Therefore, we can write it as 10 plus 1 is 11, and minus x over 1 plus 2 over x. And that can be written as 11. Now we take the LCM of these values. Now the LCM is x. Now we can write it as 11x minus x squared plus 2, and that is equal to minus x squared plus 11 x plus 2 over x. And this is the single fraction. In part f, f of x whole square minus double f of x equal to x squared plus px plus p. Firstly, we see that f of x will be equal to, here is f of x will be equal to 10 minus x. Therefore, we can write it as f of x whole square. That value will be equal to 10 minus x whole square. And we use the identity rule. Here is the a square minus 2ab plus b square. That value will be equal to 10 square minus 2 times 10 into x plus x square, and that is equal to x square minus 20x plus 100. And second value is f of x. We find the f of x. Now you see here that can be written as f of x is 10 minus x. We replace f of x by 10 minus x, and that is equal to 10 minus x. Here is this value x is 5 by 10 minus x. Now that value becomes 10 minus 10 minus 20 plus x, and that is equal to x. Now we add these values. F of x whole square is x square plus minus 20x plus 100 plus x minus x equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now you see here that is x square minus 19x plus 100, and therefore the value of a is here, that is a, and that coefficient of left side is 1. Therefore a is 1, and same here is b is minus 19, that is the minus 19, and last constant is 100, and this is the answer. Now the function h inverse x equal to 10, we see that here is the h of x is 2 power x, therefore we write it as 2 power x is h of x. Therefore that value can be written as y equal to h of x. Now we can write it as x will be equal to h of 10, and here is, firstly we find the h of 10 will be equal to 2 power 10, and we put the value x equal to 2 power 10, and that is equal to 2 power 10. Take the value 2 power 10. The answer is 1024 is the answer. Question 8. The diagram shows triangle ABC on horizontal ground. AC equal to 15, BC equal to 8, AB equal to 20, BP and C2 are vertical poles of different heights. BP equal to 3, C2 equal to 4, A, Q and P2 are wires, straight wires, so that angle ACB equal to 115, 17.5. You see here, this is the triangle ACB we use to find this angle. Now this triangle ACB we have to find. Now if the three angles and once the three sides in one angle relationship, we will cut the sine rule. In this rule here is you see here AB square will be equal to BC square plus AC square minus 2 times AC into BC into cosine of angle between them. ACB is the angle between them. You see here AB is 20 square, BC is 8 square, AC is 15 square minus 2 times AC 15 multiply BC is 8 multiply cos of angle ACB. Now we write it, that's equal to 464 and 15 are 225 minus 240 cos of angle AC. Now we shift this term cos ACB from right to left side. Therefore, that will be equal to 240 cos of angle ACB will be equal to 64 plus 225 minus 400. We shift the 400 from left to right side. Now the angle ACB will be equal to cos of inverse 64 plus 225 minus 400 divided by 240. And this is this value. We can recalculate this value. Now you can see here the cos inverse 64 plus 225 minus 400 divided by 240. The answer is 117.5. This is the answer. 117.5 degree is the answer. Now we go to the next part. Calculate the area of triangle ABC. Now this is the triangle ABC. The area of triangle formula is 1/2 product of adjacent side and the angle sine of angle between them. Now the sine of AC. We use this formula here 1/2 will be sine ACB. You can see here AC is A, BC is B. Therefore, AC into BC, you can write it as AC into BC into sine of angle ACB. Therefore, 1/2 AC is 15, AB is, we see that the length of AC into BC. So AC into BC, 1 AC into BC, sine of angle AC. Now 1/2, the length of AC is 15 and BC is 8, and the angle is sine of 117.5. Now X value will be equal to 60 into sine 117.5. Now we calculate it. Now we take the sine of the answer, that's equal to 0.866. We multiply by 60. The answer is 53.19. 53.19 is the answer. We can write as 53.2. 53.2 is the answer. Now part C, calculate the length of AQ. You see here, this is the length AQ. We have to find this length AQ. And you see here, this is the right angle triangle ACQ. In right angle triangle ACQ is right angle triangle. Therefore, this will be hypotenuse, and this length is considered as base, and this length is considered as perpendicular. Therefore, hypotenuse square will be equal to base square plus perpendicular square, and therefore AQ length will be equal to 15 square plus 4 square, and that is equal to 225 plus 16, and that is AQ will be equal to, we take the square root, and now we calculate it. 225 plus 16, that's square root of 241. Now you see here the answer in decimal is 15.52. This is the 15.52 the answer. Now we calculate the angle of elevation of Q from P. Now the angle of elevation at P will be, it is the angle between the horizontal line of P to the line of sight towards Q. Now we firstly draw a horizontal line here. This is the horizontal line, and that is the line of sight P2. This is the line of sight P2. The angle between the horizontal line and line of sight is called the name as 18 degree. And you see here, this length is, total length is 3 meters. Therefore, the remaining length will be 1 meter, and the length, this BC line is equal to 8 meters. Therefore, that length opposite to this length will be also 8 meters. Now this is the right angle triangle. You see here, this is right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, uh, that that side is opposite to the angle, and this is the adjacent side. Therefore, we will apply the trigonometric ratio formula. Tan E degree will be equal to opposite over adjacent. You see here, this is the opposite side is 1, and adjacent side is 8. Therefore, E degree will be equal to tan inverse 1 over 8. Now we calculate it. You see here, tan inverse 1 divided by 8 equal to 7.12. Now, 7.125, we can write it as 7.13. That is this is the answer of this part B. The part E, another wire connects A to the midpoint PQ and calculate the angle between the wire and the horizontal curve. Now you see here, this is the midpoint, so we name it as M. This midpoint is M. Now we join the point A to that midpoint, and this is the point. Now the angle between the horizontal ground to the line AM. Now we suppose that this is the line, this is horizontal line, and we have to find the angle between these two lines. Now we need is R, this is R. Now we join M to R here. Okay. Now we get a triangle, that is the right angle triangle here. If this is the right angle triangle. AN. Now I make this. I made the triangle here. Now you see here AR and R. We can find this angle MAR. This angle can be found if we find the length AR and MR. We can calculate this angle. Now firstly we find the length AR. Now to find length AR, we see here this is the triangle ACR. Now in triangle ACR, you see here the length of AC is 15, CR is 4. This is the midpoint, therefore the length is 4. Now we can calculate AR because the angle between ACR is 117.5. Now we make the triangle here also, that is the triangle. This is the AC and that length is that angle is 117.5. AC is 15, CR is 4. Now we use the cosine rule, therefore AR will be equal to 15 square plus 4 square minus 2 times of 15 into 4 into cos of 117.5 and take the square root. When you take the 15 square plus 4 square minus 2 times of 15 into 4 of cos 117.5 degree, the answer is 17.21. Therefore, the 17.21 is the length of here. We write this like here. Now the next we have to find the length of MR. This length MR, you see here the length MR is 3 meter because that length is PB is 3, therefore that length will be 3. Now this length is 3, but the remaining length is MN we can find. You see here this is the triangle MNP. Now we draw the triangle here. MNP, you can see here the angle NPM is 7.13 degree. We already find this elevation angle SPQ. Now we write this angle 7.13 and the length NP is 4 because the M is the midpoint that intersects the line CB at this point, therefore that length will be 4 and we write this length 4 and now we calculate this length Mn by using trigonometric ratio, that is put Mn our NP opposite our adjacent, that is equal to tan theta, that is 7.13. Therefore Mn will be equal to NP is 4. Now 4 into tan 7.13 degree. Now we calculate it. You see here, calculate it that the 4 multiplied tan 7.13 degrees. The answer is 0.5. Now that is 0.5. Therefore, that total length will be equal to 3.5. Now we calculate this angle very easily now. That is equal to theta will be equal to tan inverse 3 over 17.2. This is the opposite side and that is adjacent. Opposite over adjacent is tan theta. Therefore, theta will be equal to tan inverse 3 over 17.12. Now we calculate it. 3.5 over 7.21. Now we calculate it. Here we can calculate it. There is tan inverse 3.5 divided by 17.21 11.21. Answer is 11.49. 11.5 degree is the answer. This is the angle between the wire and the horizontal ground. Question 9, part A. The total area of rectangle AB is 20 centimeters, so that 3x squared plus 6x minus 22 equal to 0. Now the area of rectangle A is area of rectangle A plus area of rectangle B. Now you see here the area of rectangle A will be equal to length into width 3x plus 4 into width is x. Now here is the length is x minus 1 and width is 2. That's equal to 20 centimeters square. Now we simplify it. That's 3x multiplied x is 3x square. 4 is multiplied with 4x plus 2x minus 2 equal to 20. And that is equal to 3x square plus 6x minus 22 equal to 0. And we have to prove this 3x square plus 6x minus 22. Then hence this is the proof of this sum of the area of triangle. Now part C, solve the equation. 3x square plus 6x minus 22 equal to 0. Giving your answer correct to 4SF figure. Now here we use the quadratic formula because this is the quadratic equation. We can simplify or solve this equation by using quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac of square root over 2 times of a. Now here is the b is this value is b and this value is a. Now the coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b. Now therefore b is minus 6, a is and b minus 6 whole square, sorry, plus 6 whole square minus 4 times a is 3, c is minus 22 over 2 times 3. And that value is equal to minus 6 plus minus 36 plus 12 multiplied 22 over 6. Now we calculate it. Now you can see here that is minus 6 plus square root of 36 plus 20, 12 multiplied 22 over 6. The answer is 1.886. Now, when we add these two values, minus 6 plus square root of 36 plus 2 times of 20 to 12 over multiply 22 over 6, that is equal to 1.88. And the next value will be, we see that the next value will be equal to 6 minus square root of 36 into 2, 12 into 22 over 6. Now we calculate it also. You can see here that value is minus. So put the minus here. Now the answer is minus 3.886. Minus 3.886. And this is the solution of this equation. Now from next part is we find the perimeter of the rectangle B. Now you see here this is the rectangle B. Now the perimeter of rectangle B will be equal to 2 times length plus 2 times breadth. Here is the length is x minus 1 plus 2 times of B is that is breadth is 2. Therefore that is equal to 2x minus 2 plus 4 and that is equal to 2x plus 2. Here is x is 1.88. Now we take the 1.88 value plus 2, that will be equal to 1.88680. Now calculate it. 1.886 multiplied 2 plus 2. The answer is 5.7. This is the perimeter of rectangle V. The part B, the diagram shows two rectangles where h minus h equal to 1. By forming the quadratic equation and factorizing, find the value of a, value of y. Now you see here, this is the area of rectangle is given. Now the area of rectangle is 15 centimeter square, and second rectangle area is area of rectangle second is 20 centimeter square. Now the length is 5 minus 2 into width is h, but that will be equal to 15, where h will be equal to 15 over 1 minus 2. Now in this rectangle you see here, the length is y, width is h into 20, then h will be equal to 20 over y. Now h minus h is equal to 1, therefore h minus h equal to 1. We can write it as 15 over y minus 2 minus 20 over y, that's equal to 1. Now we simplify this. The LCM of these two sections is y into y minus 2. Now y minus 2 will be cancelled, y will multiply by 15, y cancelled, y minus 2 is multiplied by 20, that will be equal to minus 20 into y minus 2, that is equal to 1. And now that 15y minus 20y minus 40 plus 40 equal to cross multiply y into y minus 2. That's equal to minus 5y plus 40 equal to y square minus 2y. Y square minus 2y plus 5y minus 40 equal to 0. Therefore, y square plus 3y minus 40 equal to 0. This is the quadratic expression. Now we can factorize it by using midterm breaking rule. Here is the 40, we make the factor of 40. 8, 5 times 40. When we subtract this, we get plus 3, and when we multiply, the answer is 4 minus 40. Therefore, that's equal to y square plus 8y minus 5y minus 40 equal to 0. Now the y plus 8 minus 5, y plus 8 equal to 0, and 5 minus 5 equal to into y plus 8 equal to 0, and that is equal to y minus 5 equal to y minus 5 equal to 0 or y plus 8 equal to 0. Therefore, y equal to 5 and that is equal to y equal to minus 8. Here is the length is y equal to 5. This is the answer. Question 10 part A. The diagram shows a graph for this interval. The coordinates of 5 points on the graph y equal to f of x. Shown in the diagram, the f of x equal to k has two solutions. The interval x is greater than minus 1.5 to 6. Write possible value of k. Now f of x equal to k means y equal to k. That means a line which is parallel to x-axis and passing through the graph. You see here the line which is passing through this graph having two solution. Now we show this is the line which intersects the graph at two positions. Now from point 3 to, you see here from y equal to 3 to that position. Now this is the position y 5.5. Now less than 5.5. Now you can see this is the 5. And in between these 2 points, and from these 2 points, this graph having two solution. Now you can write it as 3, 4, 5, and from above 7, you see here this is the 7, and the line above 7 to 10, less than 10, the graph having two solution. Now therefore the range between 5.5, less than 5.5 to greater than 3. And next is the 7, k is greater than 7 and less than 10. In between, the graph has two solutions. You see now we can write these numbers between 3 to 5.5 is greater than 3 is 4, 5, and greater than 7 is 8. And these are the possible values of k. Now next we see that f of x is equal to j has no solution in the interval x is greater than minus 1.5 and less than 1.6. Now j is less than a and greater than b. Now you see here f of x equal to j, there it means y equal to j. J means the graph of the f of x equal to j has no solution. It means the line which intersects the f of x will not pass through this graph. Possible values of y f of x equal to j. Now that value could be less than 3 and greater than 10. You see here if we pass a line which is greater than 10, that line passing above the graph. Now the line which is less than 3, y is less than 3, that line will not pass through this graph. Therefore, we can write it y is less than 3 and y is greater than 10. Therefore, the value of y is less than 3 no solution and y is greater than 10 no solution. Therefore, we can write it as y is less than 3 and b y and a is 3 and b is 10. You see here y is greater than 10, y is greater than b, we can write this 10. And this is the answer. Now part B, find the coordinates of two stationary points on the graph y equal to x6 y equal to x6 minus 6x power 5. Now we use the differentiation to find the stationary points. The function is y equal to x6 minus 6s power 5. Now at the stationary points, the derivative of the function is equal to 0. Therefore, we find dy over dx that's equal to 6 power derivative of x6 is 6x power 5 minus 6 into x power 5 and minus 6 is written as it is derivative of x5. You know that value becomes coefficient and we reduce the power, 1 power from the power of x and 5 minus 1. That's equal to 5 into x power 4 and that is equal to 6x power 5 minus 30x4, that is equal to 0. Now we take the common x4 Just taking a common 6x minus 30 equal to 0, therefore x4 equal to 0 or 6x minus 30 equal to 0, that is x equal to 30 over 6 and that is equal to 5. Now x equal to 0 and x equal to 5. At this point the points function has stationary points. Now we find the value of y. In the value of y we put the value x is 0, the y is 0 and x is 5. Y equal to x6 minus 6x power 5. Therefore 5 power 6 and 6 into 5 power 5. Then 3 over 5 power 5. Here 5 power 5 is the answer is 3125 minus 3125. Now when the x is 5, the answer is minus 3.312. This is the answer.